At LV, our car insurance comes from the heart. That's why we've just launched our new multi-car cover. One policy and one renewal date means it's one simple way for you to save on your family's cars. So just imagine how much you can save by insuring 2, 3, or even more cars with us. To get your exclusive multi-car discount from the Which Insurance Provider of the Year 2017, go direct to lv.com. T's and C's apply.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen. Podcasting since 2005. You're listening to Gamertag Radio. With your host, podcaster Hall of Famer Danny Pena, the always opinionated Paris Lilly, and from outside of the norm, Peter Toledo. This is Gamertag Radio.
Here we go.
Welcome to Gamertag Radio, episode 622. This is your host, Danny, and joining me, my co-host of GTR, we have Paris in the house.
Hey, what's going on? Game of the year time. Let's do it.
Game of the year. And ladies and gentlemen, Pete is back. Pete, what's up?
I'm here.
He's on.
I
there
was
you go.
muted.
What's up? What's up,
I think
Pete?
I saved it. What's up, man? How are you?
Good, man. How's everything, man?
Doing all right. A little issue during the recording of the last episode, but we'll put that behind us and move forward.
Yeah, move forward. Yeah, and now the Game of the Year episode, man. I love this, man, because we're gonna have like different opinions on our top games of the year and so on. But before that, overall, guys, 2016 overall review, very quick. Let's go with Pete.
Just overall, from a video game perspective,
Yeah.
a really, really good turnout of video games from everywhere. The indies really stepped up, I think, in 2016 more than usual, right? Because typically, the independents really don't get the shine or the accolades that they should normally get. A lot of games got overshadowed for whatever reasons, either poor release timing or just bad timing in general.
Mm-hmm.
Some games tanked that we didn't expect to tank. But overall, I think for gaming as a whole, I think it was a really good year. We saw some really strong forward movement from Microsoft. PlayStation, I don't think took a moonwalk in any way.
Okay.
Hell, even Nintendo stayed relevant in 2016 with the classic, right? And I think
with the classic and Pokemon Go too, man. That was a big one.
At this point, I think like you can't find a 3DS as usual right before the holidays. You can't find one, and like you can only get them on like Amazon or eBay at $100 premium. So as usual,
okay.
It's been status quo, pretty good.
All right, and you, Paris?
My take on 2016, kind of sum it up short and sweet. I feel like this is the year Microsoft set the tone for the gaming industry. I really liked what Microsoft did, starting at that spring showcase with Phil Spencer to where we are today, now living in a world with the Xbox One S. We have Xbox Anywhere. I felt like they had a strong first-party lineup here this holiday. And then obviously we're pointing towards the future with Project Scorpio and just all the Windows 10 integration. Again, talking about Xbox Anywhere. I really like what Microsoft basically told Sony: you can't rest on your laurels. You need to keep innovating. You need to keep pushing forward. And we've obviously saw that with the PlayStation 4 Pro and what they're trying to do with that in the 4K space. And was a great year on the PC side. The 1080 came out. Pete and I lost our minds over the summer.
Very true. Very true.
That's good. But I also think this was also a year where gamers finally rejected all these annual sequels. Because if you look at the sales numbers and I'm looking at you, Call of Duty, the sales numbers are finally starting to go down on just pumping out sequel after sequel every year. I think gamers are putting these publishers on notice that, you know what? Start taking your time with these games. Stop rushing these games. Stop pumping them out every year and just basically giving us a minor tweak to what we're seeing,
or do something new, right?
Yeah. Or do something new. So
yeah.
overall, I mean, great year for gaming. I know some people have tried to compare it to 2007. I don't think it's 2007 level at all, but yeah, it's been a solid year for gaming for sure.
Yeah, a great year, I think. And a couple surprises. Like, I was not expecting a mobile game like Pokemon Go to create like a crazy buzz when it first came out that I've never seen that in gaming ever. Everybody go outside playing together. P and I, we got together here at one of the local area right here at a mall.
Yep.
And there was a lot of people that even the cops came and shut us down. Like, I've never seen that in gaming, period. So it's cool that we get to see a lot of cool stuff, not only in consoles, but also in the mobile space, man. You know, I think it's awesome, man. So, like you said, Paris and Pete, great year in gaming. It's not like a 2007. That's going to be really hard to top that. Really, really hard. But and it's true what you said, Paris, about Call of Duty. The sales is going down. That even they're going to have a tryout that you could try out the game for free over the weekend. They've never done that ever. Close to the holidays? Nah, they probably release like a demo. They probably release a demo like months later, like the year later, you know? So yeah, that's what you know when they're in trouble, man, with the sales and stuff. I mean, they're eating good. They're doing good with Call of Duty, but compared to the previous titles, it's way down.
So. Oh, something we forgot to mention. VR is real. Yep. It's here now. You know, the Oculus is here. The Vive is here. PlayStation VR is out now. I still don't think the actual content is meaty enough yet to invest the amount of money that you need to into it. But this was the year I actually got to try VR, got to play multiple titles, and I am convinced of it now. I do see the appeal of it. I just think it needs to mature a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that game still, man. Still waiting for that game. So. All right, head over to gamertagradio.com or play.it/gamertag. Listen to our past episodes there. Share with your friends. You could also find us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and other podcast directories.
Send us your feedback or questions. Give us a call at 786-273-7GTR. Email us at fanmail@gamertagradio.com or leave a message on speakpipe.com/gamertagradio.
All right, so we talked about 2016. Was there any disappointments for you guys? Any disappointment?
No Man's Vapor Man's Sky.
But here's the thing. You guys were never really excited about the game. So why was it disappointed to you?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Pete. I'm sorry.
I was excited for it upon first, when they first mentioned it, 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. As the 3 years finally ticked down and the excitement started to rebuild itself, people started talking about it. The interest got there. Day one came out and everybody started complaining, and I just checked out. It was like it had that one chance, and then typically developers will give it 2-3 months, if that, and come out with a fix or a repair or some patch or whatever that will fix the issue. And these people went radio silent and completely went off the reservation. And then next thing you know, it's, we're kind of here and we're going to kind of give you what you guys should have gotten in the first place. And it salted me on it. And I'm just disappointed as a whole. And I don't think it's something that I would ever want to play ever. Like, I don't even if I were to get an Oculus or a Vive and try to play it, I don't even want to touch it.
I'll tell you what's a disappointment for me. I was kind of excited with ReCore because I thought this was going to be something great for Microsoft. Something a little bit new that's not first person shooter or anything like that. And I got to play the game. It's fun, but man, there was some stuff in that game that it was very, very annoying. Loading time in 2016, super slow. Come on. I was very disappointed with that part. I know, just that. I really got frustrated with that game after a while, and I just stopped playing it. So that, to me, ReCore was like a huge disappointment in my opinion. So, Powers, about you, man?
I'm with Pete that it's just No Man's Sky, and I think we you say we weren't excited about the game. I think we just got sick of waiting for it and all the talk, all the yip yap about it. So it was like, all right, it's finally here. And it's like, after all that, this is what you give us? Come on. I mean, and for everything that Pete already said, I won't repeat it. That's why it was a huge disappointment for me. It's just, come on. There was so much potential there. And I know they've done patches and things, beyond that, to try and fix it. But I mean, for me, it's too late. And I'll say my runner up on that, which I'm sure everyone listening knows what I'm going to say. It's The Division, without question. The
Division. Okay.
And when I went to that preview event, I've said it a million times, and we were talking to the creative director, and I saw the panic in his eyes. I looked at Pete and go, this game's not going to be good. I knew it. I knew it right then and there. I knew it. And I know they've updated it and they've patched it, and I hear people talking great things about it. Maybe one day I will give it a shot, but I mean, I've just moved on at this point.
I think you tapped out.
Yeah, I tapped out.
Pete, we had a blast with Division. I like the game still, man.
I still do. I mean,
Me too.
I played it a couple of weeks ago. I want to jump back into it, but there's a bunch of other things that I need to put my hands on. I need to let go of some games right now that have consumed my life. So before we get into that territory of spoiling what our games of the year are, what are you most hyped about going into 2017?
As of right now, Nintendo Switch, just because I'm pretty excited on the new games they're gonna announce. So, I mean, we already know about Zelda, but just the new games, like maybe a Mario Galaxy, that got me a little bit hyped. Not gonna front. So I go with the Nintendo Switch. Something different and new, man, from Nintendo. Instead of the whole, this is the regular console. And the cool thing is I can now take it out now. If I'm playing Zelda, I could, take it to work or take it to, somewhere if I'm traveling. It's perfect for me. So. Mm-hmm. You, Paris?
I would say for me, Mass Effect Andromeda would probably be my most anticipated. Runner-up on that would be Zelda. Just for the potential of what both of those games can be, and just looking at what previous iterations of those titles were in the past, and the lessons learned that they potentially have. Like I listened to Game Informer podcasts, and they've already had a chance to play a little bit of Mass Effect Andromeda and see it, and just listening to those guys talk about it, it gets me excited, man, because Mass Effect 2 still one of the best games I've ever played, period, bar none. Mm-hmm. And if they can take the magic that they got in Mass Effect 2, take the lessons learned from Mass Effect 3 and that Mass Effect 3 multiplayer and bring it into this new world of Andromeda, I'm super excited for it. And they're adding controller support to the PC, so I'm going to get it on PC. I've already made up my mind on that. I got excited. Because for me, Mass Effect was never something I really wanted to play on mouse and keyboard, so I always... Even with the PC version, I played it on the PC with mouse and keyboard, but I was just so used to control it and doing it with a controller. I was like, man, they just have controller support. So when I heard that it is going to have controller support, I'm in, all in. So I can't wait.
My question on that: are you going to use the Xbox controller or the PlayStation controller?
Oh, I'm using Xbox controller. Okay. Hey, I've said a million times, the best controller on the market right now is that Xbox One controller, no doubt.
Okay. No, the reason I'm asking you is because now you could use both on a PC. So and I know you're using is it Scrubs?
Scrubs? The Scrubs.
Scrubs.
I'm using the Scrubs controller. That's a good one.
Scrubs. Oh my God. My bad.
Yes, I am. I am using the Scuff controller. Yes, I am.
I said Scrubs. I can't believe it. Oh my God, how's it going? All right. Funniest moment for you guys throughout the whole year.
Let Me Dream.
We had which one?
Let Me Dream.
Let Me Dream.
Yeah,
done.
4 consoles.
The 4 console Let Me Dream. There's nothing close to that. Nothing.
That was pretty funny though.
No disk drive. Remember all them copies you had? They're gone.
You're right. In that part, you're right. But this is the part that I think I'm right. I think that we might see not one, not two, maybe 3 different consoles announced at the press conference. And the reason why I'm saying that is, Paris, let me finish before. Look, I think the reason why is because is the choice from the consumers. You want disk drive? Go with that. You want digital? Will be a little bit cheaper. Go with that. Or you want to wait for the big one, most powerful console coming out in 2017, or you could go to the cheapest one that we have right now that has been out since 2013. So we have 4 different consoles.
Oh my God. You're not doing that.
Let me dream.
I cannot believe you just said that.
Let me dream.
I cannot believe you just said that.
Let me dream. But let me dream.
Dream.
At least you have a
smoke
choice.
the whole blunt before you start recording the show?
Yes,
or
I
do you
did.
just
Yes, I did.
take like puff, puff, record?
No, you know what it is? I just feel that it I see it coming. I just see it. I see it. I see the digital. I see digital console.
They're gonna have 4. I can't even talk. Oh my God. They're gonna have 4 consoles. At E3.
No, not 4. Not 4. Remember, it's the older one from 2013.
Oh my God.
Two of like one digital and one disk drive, and the other one is in 2017, the most powerful one.
How do you say these with a straight face? Oh, that's right. That's right. Hold on, Paris. Choice.
Hashtag choice. Let me dream.
Oh my God. Confuse the living crap out of the consumer base. 12 consoles with different features. Danny's dream. Hashtag Danny's dream.
I can see my wife right now standing in Best Buy, calling me on the phone. What the hell is all these damn Xboxes in here? Which one am I supposed to get?
All right. So you only think it's only going to be 2, and that's it. Let's see. What are the features that we like to see in this new Xbox that rumor has it that they might Microsoft might announce it during E3? Faster for me. Faster, and also no disc, straight up digital. That's what I would like to see.
That's never going to happen.
That's not happening.
What about all the people who...
Hey, can I dream? Jesus Christ, man.
Hey,
Let me answer the freaking... That's my answer. It's not yours. It's my answer.
I can't stop laughing.
Jesus. Let me answer my freaking question, man. Anyways, go ahead.
The reason the reason I need to counter the no disk drive thing.
All I can hear is, Jesus Christ, let me have my dream.
Hey, it's true, man. Jesus.
No, the reason I counter your thought of the no disk drive is, think of the people with which they use the Xbox One as their centerpiece in their living room. You have these DVDs that now you cannot play.
Paris is
because when he's been saying that, all I'm thinking about, well, they tried that 3 years ago. It was called the launch of the Xbox One, and people were like, "Oh hell no, you ain't taking away my physical disc."
That is true.
Oh my God.
Hey, it spawned a meme competition, something we've never done. Like we had that. We reached out to the community to select. To create a meme, let me dream. It's gotta be.
Yeah. You know what? I think I have to go with that one too, man. That was a really good one, man. That even at E3, people were saying 4, man, 4. I'm counting you, Godfrey, 4. I was like, okay. All right. Biggest moment for you guys during the year of GTR. It could be an interview. It could be anything. Biggest moment.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Here's my biggest moment is seeing you guys in Paris.
See, I was going to say that's like a personal moment. Were you asking like what I thought the biggest moment in gaming was?
No. Just in GTR, because we had the funniest moments. I was like the biggest moment. It could be an interview. It could be anything.
For me, I want to say, and it's.
Oh, I have it. I got it. I got mine. Sorry,
so I guess
I got mine.
Okay. All right. So what is yours, Pete?
I guess it sounds cheesy and cliche, but I want to say that moment in the studio
You
at
son of
E3.
a... That was mine.
When it's the three of us, like, you know, talking into the camera and talking to Neil as they're recording.
Oh,
and
for the
talking
documentary,
about-
for the
documentary, talking about how we met, the brotherhood, when we got when Harry got to interview us for his show, Harry Duran.
for Podcast Junkies.
Right,
Shout out
just
to him. Yeah.
the opportunity to sit back and reflect on everything that we've done, learned, and achieved, and not calling each other childish high school names was a personal, probably top moment for me.
All right, Paris. I know if you want to say the same thing or
No,
something different.
Yeah, since he said that, because that is literally mine as well. But I'll give you a personal one.
Okay.
At E3 this year, at Michael Pachter party, being able to hug it out with hey, screw you, Danny. It's no longer you. My podcast idol, Garnet Lee. We hugged it out, and I got to tell him how much I loved him. He told me how much he loved me, and we were like best buds. That was probably my favorite moment of 2016. On a personal note, you know, as a family moment, absolutely in the studio. And then again, when we were in Paris, with myself, Pete and Mandy, just be able to have that moment, you know, with those two people. But on a personal thing, it was with Garnet, man, because here's a dude that was one of my biggest inspirations to get into podcasting. You know, along with you, but you're an a-hole, so you don't count. But,
Thanks. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you.
But he was one of my biggest inspirations. No. I got to take that back. Look, and you guys were with me. Randomly running into my other podcast inspiration, Luke Smith at E3, just out of the blue, like three times.
4 times. And you know what's funny? Every time we'll see him, he's like going to the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the craziest thing. And then just the conversations we were having, man, it was just like, it was just on a personal note, it was just awesome.
Yeah. You know what I have to mention too? I totally forgot about it too, man. Like I can't wait for the documentary to come out early next year. Just having like the film crew follow me here in Miami, the interviews like my parents, my fiance, and also when we went to E3, they followed us over there. That was like an awesome moment. And seeing Neil, you know, the filmmaker, interviewing, you know, Paris and Pete at the studio, that was one of my highlights too, man. So shout out to Neil, man. He's right now still editing the film, so can't wait for that, man. Let's see. Any other questions, Paris? You gotta ask some questions. P asked one. Was there anything cool you want to ask?
He's putting me on the spot. I didn't know I had to have questions.
Hey, it's a conversation. It's nothing crazy, you know. Nothing.
Well, you said your disappointment. We said what our most anticipated. Dude, I don't even know.
You know what? All right. I'll tell you this. Hopefully, you guys will remember. Favorite interview. There was a lot of interviews this year. A lot of interviews. That's a random one. This one wasn't planned at all.
I'd have to say, no, I don't know.
I'll say this. I think my interview with Michael Pachter during E3 was like one of my favorites for me. And like I really enjoyed recording the interview with Aaron, but I got so pissed off finding out that the mic wasn't connected properly. That I was freaking out that Paris and P, they had to calm me down. Like, Danny, it's everything will be okay, man. And I'm like, ugh. I'm so picky with sounds. It's like, ugh. So yeah, I was that was one of my like I loved the interview. It was just not on my favorite moments, man. I was so pissed off. But shout out to Michael Pachter, man. He great interview too, man. So
I know what my favorite interview of 2016 is, but I can't talk about it till 2017. So there you go.
But that doesn't really count, though. You can't really say that. You gotta.
We call that a cop.
You gotta say something.
We call that.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go back. Oh no. I have my favorite interview, and I have to go back and listen to it. I have no idea how good or how bad it was. And oh my God, I'm blanking on her name. But remember the interview we did for Far Cry? That was 26.
No, that's 2015.
God damn it!
I tell you, Paris. I tell you which one. When we sat down, with Respawn, at E3.
Oh my God! Oh.
And we had a long conversation before we even recorded. Yo, Paris, we have to talk about this. This is pretty cool. We sat down with the crew, with Vince and also Joel. We were there sitting down, and this is before we were recorded. They've been having a blast showing off the game to the gamers and stuff. And I think during the interview, we asked Vince about was it Vince or was it? I can't remember. We asked him about Call of Duty, didn't we?
Well, we asked Joel on the record. We asked Joel, and he
okay, yeah, you're right.
He gave a very politically correct answer. But let's just say we had conversations afterwards that we can't talk about.
yeah, that was pretty interesting. Yeah. That was very interesting. But it's funny because you get to see everybody from like Respawn and EA just staring at us, cracking up the whole time, man, during the interviews. That was like one of my highlights too. Definitely. I'm surprised you didn't mention that, Paris.
I'd actually completely forgot about that, but no, yeah, you're 100% right. That was a fun one because, dude, E3 is such a blur, man. We had so much content during E3. I was trying to think of things outside of E3 that we did, but yeah, definitely.
Those are the ones that we have the most opportunity for an interview, though, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think for me, being part of both of them, it's kind of like a two-piece. Both of our sit downs with Deej.
Oh, with Deej, that was a good one.
Yeah,
That's a good one. I forgot about that one. Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
Why that was one of your favorites?
Me personally, sitting down and having that first discussion with Deej in Paris at E3, when as I said in the when we were talking, with Deej, I'm a lost guardian. Bring me back to the tower, right? Like bring me back, and then and in typical Deej fashion, once he gets started, it's like it's like playing Dungeons and Dragons. You're enthralled by the dungeon master, right?
Yeah.
And at that point, like he said, he finished. I just grabbed my wallet and I threw it on the floor, like right in front of him. I was like, "It's yours. I'm in. I'm all in."
Yeah.
And then when we followed it back up with him in October, and we had an opportunity to bring in Khalif from the Spawn on Me podcast to tag team with us. I mean, when you get a chance to sit down and talk with someone like Deej about, a game like Destiny for almost an hour and a half, I mean, it's something special, right? And so,
I forgot about this. Didn't you ask Deej about
Yeah. So I brought up a potential rumor concept, and he slapped my hand.
He basically stopped you.
Yeah, he straight up stopped me in my tracks and put me in the corner. And but I got my mojo back. I came back with a strong one afterwards, a strong question afterwards, and continued the discussion. But yeah, it just things like that kept me on. It put me back in my place, but at the same time wasn't so bad that like I just gave up. Like I was able to with the help of Paris and Khalif recover successfully and get back into the conversation. So yeah.
And it's funny because I'll never forget that how we got the interview with Deej during E3, because we were like working hard, man, struggling, man, trying to get him on the show because they were not really doing that many interviews. They were like very small group of people, and we just went up to Deej. We saw him during E3, and Paris also was talking to him and other people, and they gave us the opportunity to interview him on the show, man. So that was really cool. That one wasn't even planned at all, so it's good that we still have that, guys. That we still do our hard work behind the scenes to get that interview, man, during E3, man. So those are the best moments too, man. When things are not planned, it's just like randomly just happen. I love those big time too, man. So you guys ready for Game of the Year list or what?
Let's do it.
All right.
Actually, you know what? I'm surprised you guys didn't mention the interview with Ryan McCaffrey.
That was a good one. You know what?
Yeah,
that was
right.
a good one.
That was another good one. It's like this year was a blur, man. It really was.
Yeah,
I feel like so much happened this year.
there's so many interviews, man. It's hard to really keep up.
Yeah, we had that interview with Rich Taylor.
Yep, that was another good one.
Oh yeah, that was a good one too.
There's just been so many things, the obviously the being at the spring showcase. I think Paris had mentioned that earlier. There's just been so many things that we've had an opportunity to discuss and talk about with people. Yeah, it's just been a crazy year.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
Check it out. You're listening to Gamertag Radio.
So here's let's start with the list now. But first thing first, I know each of us, we're gonna name our top 5 as always. But is there any honorable mentions of any games out there? I'm gonna start with mine first, because there's a couple that couldn't fit in my top 5, but I really enjoy these games. One of them is Super Hot for the PC and Xbox. Actually, I played that game first on my Steam machine. That game is a first-person shooter, but it's actually it's like a puzzle game in a way. So it reminds me a little bit of Portal, but it's not like Portal. You guys gotta check it out, because every time you move your character, the enemies move. So you have to figure out how to kill all the enemies without getting killed in the game. So it's really, really fun. Love the game. Check it out on Xbox or PC. Also, because Paris recommended me to get this game for the PlayStation 4, Ratchet and Clank. Really love that game. Had a blast. And Paris was right. The graphics and then the animation reminds me of like a Pixar movie, like Toy Story and all that stuff. So story is funny. It's great. A lot of fun. Also, Unravel. Love Unravel. That game came out, I believe, February, or was it January early this year?
It was February.
Love the game. Beautiful game. And independent game too, man. So what about yours?
Well, you already mentioned a couple of mine when you said, as far as honorable mention goes, when you said Unravel and Ratchet and Clank, because I really enjoyed those. Another one other two that I have to say them as honorable mention because I've not finished them. But okay. Uncharted 4 would be one, which I will be finishing over this holiday break that we're having. And I've started to play Battlefield 1. I'm really liking Battlefield 1. I'm actually surprised at how much I'm liking the campaign on Battlefield 1. So just want to mention that as well. But yeah, those would be a couple. Oh, and NBA 2K17 has to be honorable mention. Like I said, I don't play a lot against other people. I typically just play against my son. But that franchise is so polished at this point that, you got to tip your cap to it. You just have to.
Yo, I'm enjoying the career mode. The story?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The game?
They've really polished it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, very, very cool. What about you, Pete?
I think, wow, we're going for the trifecta here with Unravel. Definitely. I actually flip-flopped back and forth with putting that in my top 5. Those are one of those games that come out every couple, like every once in a while that just catch you from the heartstrings. I know my wife loves games like that. And me and her would sit there just sit there and just, whether it's even for hours. My wife doesn't play games as often as she used to, and then but this is one of those type of games where it's like a puzzle platformer, make you really think before you do moves. So that, shout out to I believe his name was Martin, and the folks over at EA for dropping this gem on everybody. The Division for me.
Ooh, okay.
So
okay.
This is another.
So very surprised it's not in your top 5.
It went back and forth. This has been a real, like I said at the beginning of the show, it's been a really, really good year. A lot of really good games have come out. Doom sits there as well.
Doom, that's a good one.
Because Doom was just so good from the day it dropped. And I admit it. I came in with the late pass. I did not play it when it first came out. And I think it was like 2 or 3 months after when it hit on Steam sale or something like that, and I picked it up on the cheap for like $30. So worth it. It was worth the full price. I was just lucky enough to get it on a discount price. So
Good, man.
Those are my honorable mentions.
All right, so let's go with number 5 first. Who wants to go first with number 5?
I'll go first because I've already hinted at what it was going to be on my game of the year list. Anyways, Witcher 3 Blood and Wine expansion. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if it's expansion or DLC. Name me a better RPG in 2016. I still say that. So it was fantastic. Yeah. It was an excellent culmination of what CD Projekt Red has done with The Witcher 3. I enjoyed every minute of it. And, like I was telling you guys last week, I'm going to start over from scratch again. And this time I'm just going to play it on Death March and it's going to be brutal.
You just hate life.
Yeah. But that's that's how good that
Paris,
series is. Yeah.
I agree with you, man. That game alone is the best game so far of this generation, period, I think. But
yeah, that's how I think, how I feel. Yeah. Absolutely.
Very true. All right, so my number 5, this game came out for Xbox One. It's an indie game, and this is Inside. Remember that game? Mm-hmm. Inside came out earlier this year.
Yeah.
It's a puzzle platformer adventure game. Loved it. Oh my god, crazy puzzles. But at the end, the twist at the end, highly recommended for those that have never played it. Try it out. That even my girl was sitting with me, watching me play the game and stuff. So it's a very cool, very cool game. It got my attention during E3, like the trailers and stuff. So once I got to play it, I was like, wow, pretty cool, man. So, but I believe it's I think it's already out for Windows and PlayStation 4. So
yeah, the Windows version came out in July. PlayStation 4 came out in August.
In August, okay, There you go. All right, Pete, you're number 5, Pete.
Uncharted 4.
Okay.
Yeah, Uncharted 4.
That's it. That's all you have to say.
That's it. That's all you're getting. Uncharted 4. Now, great story. Okay. The multiplayer was but that's not really a game that you really pick up for the multiplayer. I mean, it was okay for the moment. Nothing that really caught my eye and drew me in to play long, and unfortunately, few games have been able to pull me in after playing the single player campaign and make it play, have me play it again. Games like BioShock Infinite, one of those few games that after beating it the first time, I'll go back in and play it again. Having done and spent all that time on Uncharted 4, I don't know if I could go do all that again. But yeah, great game by Naughty Dog. So Uncharted 4 is my number 5 game of the year.
Number 5? All right, so Pete, I want you to go with number 4.
Oh. Shout out to the guys at Respawn Titanfall 2 at number 4 for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I have no comment about that, but
no, I know.
Go ahead.
I know. And I know you just hit like level 50 or something like that.
Dude, I'm like, I went way over 50. Now I'm in G2 level 17.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, I'm playing that game nonstop. But yeah, you want me to mention number 4?
Might as well. 4? You're already in.
All right, Pete, I agree with you, man. Uncharted 4, man, great campaign. Holy smokes, it's like watching a movie.
Yep.
I really didn't care about the multiplayer. Didn't care the multiplayer at all. But if you have a PlayStation 4, to me, this is a must-have, in my opinion. Must-have for any PlayStation 4 owner. Period. Paris, your number 4?
Mine would be Watch Dogs 2. I really enjoyed playing that campaign. I really enjoyed the open world of San Francisco and just the entire Bay Area that they put in. Wasn't a super fan of the story that they were trying to tell, but loved the sandbox that they gave us. Basically, this is the best open world sandbox I've played since Grand Theft Auto 5. I hold it in high regard, and I think Ubisoft should get a lot of credit for this world that they made. Hey, I may not agree with when they put the game out, which I'm sure is a theme I'll be bringing up again later. But for anyone that has actually sat down and played Watch Dogs 2, fantastic game. You'll love it.
All right, so let me go with number 3. My number 3 is Gears of War 4. I really enjoyed this game a lot. Love the campaign. Great ending, in my opinion. Horde mode, multiplayer on point. The game overall is just polished. Beautiful. Love the voice acting, soundtrack, everything about the game, man. So my pick of Game of the Year, number 3, Gears of War 4. So whoever wants to go next for number 3, go for it.
All right, okay.
I might as well go because mine's the same game, same reasons. Hey, I got to play it on my PC. Look, that alone,
Xbox Anywhere.
Yeah, that's the Xbox Anywhere. That's the game. One of the games that made me a believer in it. That Microsoft did the right thing by doing this and showed that it can work. The fact that we're even seeing now they're testing the waters with cross console and PC gaming on that, and they're basically letting the community decide if that'll wind up being a permanent playlist, instead of having to just do it in private matches. So yeah, I'm all for it, man. I love Gears of War 4 for everything that you said. It's a great game.
Yep. All right, Pete.
For me, number 3, Civilization 6.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a game changer right there for Pete.
Yeah. Yeah. It was not one that I expected to really tug and pull me in. I've played previous Civ games. Danny, you're aware of that.
Yeah.
So it's not a complete surprise. Actually, after interviewing the dev over at E3, it kind of sparked my interest back up into Civ 6. I actually played a little bit of Civ 5 leading into the release of Civ 6 in October.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think it's the best in the series to date. I love the way they brought, the new mechanics and just the way you have to play the game. You can't just cluster all your things together. You have to now they're forcing you to spread things out. So your home area is not just one little cluster of things. So I've spent a way more time on this game probably than Titanfall. And that's probably the reason why I'm putting Civilization 6 over Titanfall in my top 5, simply because Civ 6 has pulled me in and I've got more game time in Titanfall, which is actually a surprise.
Okay. Who would like to mention number 2?
I'll drop 2 because you guys have already talked about it. Gears of War 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's higher. That's good. That's good.
One of the few times I've actually gone all the way through and completed Horde mode. I think it's probably stands as one of the best third-person shooters, if not the best. Multiplayer was fun. Story wasn't bad, actually. The new characters are I don't know if I
like the characters.
I like the interaction.
Not gonna lie.
I like the interaction between the old man. I think he was played by I can't remember his name now, but the actor that plays him. But I don't know. I think the storyline, I don't know. Marcus Phoenix can probably, if they would have just been Marcus Phoenix and the old crew, I probably would have loved it just as much. But and for those that haven't played it, I don't know why you haven't. So I don't want to throw up any spoilers or anything. But yeah, I'm just gonna say Gears of War 4.
All right, my number 2, ladies and gentlemen. My number 2, Titanfall 2, and I'm gonna say this, and it says a lot. By far, the best campaign of this year. I don't care what he says. You could hunt me down in the streets of Miami. Or say whatever you want on social media. Best campaign of 2016, period. And I love the multiplayer. And the reason why I said about the campaign, it was just something different and unique, man. I'm just tired of the whole, Michael Bay explosions type campaign. This one was different, man. It was very different, and it had puzzles. And at the end, I care a lot about my Titan, which is perfect if you plan to play the game a multiplayer. Before when you play Titanfall 1, you really didn't care much about the Titan. It was just looking cool when it drops and everything. But for some reason, playing the campaign, now I care more about my Titan because of that campaign alone. So, anybody else? Paris?
Yes. And I have a tie at number 2. And like both of you have literally just stole my shine, so I don't even know what else I can really say. But my tie at number 2 is Titanfall 2. For everything that you just said, tell me a campaign that was better this year. No, I dare anyone to say a bit better campaign this year. And it was Civ 6. You know, when I get to my number 1, I've been playing some stealth games, not just keeping it on the down low a little bit. But I've been, because I'm a big Civ guy. I'm that classic one more turn, 3:00 in the morning, your eyes are bleeding guy. You know what I mean? So, you know, I was big into Civ 5, and I kind of fell off of Civ a little bit. You know, when they went into all the you know, the Beyond Earth stuff, I was like, that's not for me. But Civ 6, they're really starting to perfect this craft. I mean, it's just one of the best real-time strategies you can play, you know, so have to put it up there along with Titanfall 2. So that would be my tie for number 2. And I guarantee you guys, my number 1 will shock the world. I promise you.
Well, okay. Well, let me go with number 1 then, Paris. Maybe we're the same. I don't know, Paris. I get this vibe that we might have the same number 1.
Well, if that's the case, maybe I should just give you my number 1 so y'all can just
go for it. Go for it.
My number 1, since I haven't mentioned it, probably no surprise. It's won accolades, Game of the Year, from multiple from multiple outlets and stuff. Overwatch.
Damn, that's a good one. And I forgot to put that in my honorable mentions too.
Yeah,
love that game. That game is really good.
Overwatch
really good.
is one of those games, and I was so looking forward to it for the last 2 years. Didn't see anything from Activision Blizzard over at E3 this past summer, and I was really disappointed to not see it. But I think that worked to its advantage because it created that much more internal buzz and hype for me looking forward to the game. And the game has delivered. Hell, I bought it on 2 separate platforms. If that goes to show you.
That says a lot.
I bought it for PlayStation. I bought it for PC. It's gotten to the point where my daughter has become a PC mustard race gamer. I called it mustard race because that's what my friend calls it, and I thought it was hilarious. But my daughter at 13 is a beast.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
like she even going as far as today when the Halloween, or not the Halloween, the Christmas skins were released. You know, she was like, she got home and she was anxious. She got the crack addiction that Paris and I used to have for Destiny when it first came out, where you got home from work and it was like Destiny wife problem all over again. That's what she had. That is her release. That is her personal escape from the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not so much just, you know, yes, it's a shooter, but it's not that realistic blood splat and cursing everywhere. It's easy to get into. There's so many characters that you can just, you know, depending on your play style, if you want to go tank or if you want to go healer. And it's funny because the one player that I play, Zenyatta, is the last person that you would think that I would pick. I picked a healer and I do damage with a healer, and it's just it's so much fun, especially when you got a group of people that are communicating and everybody's doing the objective, and it's just, yeah, man, Overwatch, kudos, 2 thumbs up.
That's a great pick, great game. I totally agree with that, man. All right, so my number 1, and I'm gonna start with saying this: greatest racing game of this generation, greatest racing game since, oh man, I'm trying to think of a good racing game. Maybe I'll go back. Project Gotham Racing. What's the other one too from EA?
Need for Speed,
Burnout. That's another one. I put this game up there with those 2, man. Those are one of my favorite racing games too, man. Forza Horizon 3. And I think is the best looking Xbox One game out there as of right now. Right now I'm on level 100 and I think it's 112, between 110 and 112. I haven't played in a while. But now that the new expansion just came out today, it's called Blizzard Mountain. Just came out, and I'm going to go back and play this game. Love it. And we have a pretty cool group now that's part of this. We have the Gamertag Radio group in the game, so I played it all the time, trying to compete with other racers too, man. So awesome game. All right, Paris, what about you, man? You're number one.
I have to apologize to Forza Horizon 3. I should have put it in my God, I can't even talk today. I should runner-up honorable mention. Thank you, because I felt like I haven't played it enough to properly put it in the top 5. But everything that you said, I agree with. It's a fantastic game. It's definitely the best racer of 2016, without a doubt. But my game of 2016, and I literally Netflix binge watched, played this thing stealth style since last weekend. And you might even remember when I talked about when I got the code to start playing this, is Batman, the Telltale series.
What? Wow.
Dude,
wow.
This is one of the best Batman stories told.
Wow.
I'm very in shock right now.
It had me binging to finish episode 5, just like I was with that first season of The Walking Dead. Like, I could not wait to get to episode 5. This, to me, is probably the best Telltale game. I put it a notch above Tales from the Borderlands. It was that good.
That one was really good too.
And I'm not gonna spoil anything about it, but just trust me, this is one of the best Batman stories told. And the way it ends, bring on season 2. I'm ready.
Oh, all right. Yo, Paris, I'm in shock. I honestly thought you were gonna say Forza. You know that?
I thought my number 1 was going to be Civ 6, and that's why I bumped it into a tie with Titanfall 2, because I started playing this, and I'm like, I got to put this on the list. But I was like, I want to have everything else on the list too. So
okay.
Yeah. That would be me. And again, hey, these are just opinions. It's subjective. You know, everyone's going to have their own taste, but I've always been a fan of what Telltale has done. Like, I love The Wolf Among Us, obviously the Walking Dead stuff, and Tales from Borderlands, and I think this is the cream of the crop. I really like it.
Now, my question is about this. Is it similar to other Telltale games, like the same style, or they change it up a little bit just because it's Batman?
It's similar. Like, if you played The Wolf Among Us, things like that, it's similar. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
But again, it's the story. It's the story they're telling. That's what gets you, you know?
Okay. All right. So there you have it, folks. Our top 5 games of the year. This year has been great overall for GTR. Love the interaction we've been having this year more than ever with our listeners. I love it, especially with fan mail. People from all over the world sending us emails and voicemails. And it's cool because it creates great roundtable discussions between all of us. Just because of you. So thank you for downloading GTR throughout the whole year. It's been a great year overall. And also, thank you to everybody. Thanks for those that have been downloading the podcast. Also, during the month of October, we broke numbers, like our download numbers. We surpassed our numbers in the history of GTR. Was in October of 2016. It was because of you. So thank you so much for helping us out with that. I don't know if anything else you guys want to say, man, before we wrap it up.
No, just, hey, it's been a great 2016. Obviously, love both you guys like brothers, and let's make 2017 just as good as this one.
Hell yeah, it's gonna be good. 2017 is gonna be a great year. It's gonna be our 12th year next year. So wow, we're getting old, man. Pete, what about you, man?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Forward to seeing you guys hopefully in February.
Oh, yes. Oh, by the way, speaking of that, I have a couple of people that are going to be joining us at the premiere of the movie. Paris, Phoenix is coming down just because I told him that you might be coming down. He's like, dude, I'm not missing it. I've never met Paris. This could be the first time I meet Paris. So shout out to Phoenix. So he's coming down. We have a couple people too that live around the Tampa and Orlando area that are planning to attend to, that listens to the show. So there've been a lot of people been hitting me up that would love to attend the premiere. So I can't wait for that, man. So if there's anyone out there that would like to attend, just hit me up, Godfrey@gamertagradio.com. That's Godfrey@gamertagradio.com. That weekend is our 12th anniversary during the month of February. So let's make it happen. Let's get together and celebrate over there in Orlando. February 24th at 7 p.m. Pete, I cut you off. Sorry about that. Anything else you want to say?
It's 2016. You're going to continue to do this in 2017 as well. But
you're welcome.
You're consistent, and that's what I appreciate. No, that's it, man. I'm just looking forward to seeing you guys again, spending some time with my brothers. 2016 surpassed our expectations, I think. I don't know if we thought we were going to do as well as we did the year prior. 2015 was pretty momentous for us. And we've been able to continue to move forward at a successful high rate. And I expect so now we've continued to set the bar further. And I hope that as a result, it forces us to do bigger, better for the years to come. And then as a result, our listeners, our community, we would be nothing without you guys, right? I mean, we do this because we love it. But send in your fan mail, send us your critiques, tell us how much you hate Danny, interrupting us. Tell us how much you hate, spelling Paris's name incorrectly. How much I say, whatever. Keep sending us these things because, we get better as a result. So by using the critique from our listeners. Shout out to CBS and Play.it for believing in us and reaching out to us last year. Shout out to our brothers over at the Drink Champs, DJ EFN and Nori, for continuing to kill the music podcast industry game. Congratulations as well to them for signing on with their exclusive video deal with Revolt and Puffy. I don't care. It's 2016. I'm gonna still call him Puffy. Y'all can call him Sean Combs. Y'all can call him Diddy. I'm gonna still call him Shiny Suit Puffy.
Yeah.
And that's it, man.
All right. That's good, Pete. Man, I was going to say something and I totally went blank.
Good.
All right. So we're going to take a 3-week time off for us. 3-week vacation. We're going to be back on January 9th, just a couple days before the huge press conference from Nintendo. They're going to be announcing the Nintendo Switch during, I think it was in Tokyo, I believe 11 p.m.
Yep.
The 12th of January. So, but we'll be back January 9th. So just go back, listen to our past episodes, and share with your friends. Share it. And if you have any questions for a future episode, especially for January 9th, send it to us throughout the holidays, and we'll try our best to read it on a podcast. All right. So head over to gamertagradio.com or play.it/gamertag. You can listen to our past episodes there. And you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, and other podcast directories.
Send us your feedback or questions. Give us a call at 786-273-7GTR. Email us at fanmail@gamertagradio.com or leave a message on speakpipe.com/gamertagradio.
Also, I would like to thank Paris and Pete, guys. Thank you so much for all the help this year, and thank you for motivating me to do this even more than ever. And now that we have our 2 episodes every week, it's tough, but we managed to do it throughout the whole year, nonstop. So I just want to say thanks to you guys, man. You guys are my brothers, and can't wait for the future, man. 2017 is looking good for us too, man. So. And on that note, we're out. Until next time. Peace.
Thanks for listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.